Before thunder spoke, it whispered. Before lightning struck, it trembled. And before Shango became an Orisha, a god, he was a man, not just any man, a flame carved into flesh, a prince, a storm walking in human skin. Shango became the fourth king of the Oyo Empire, a king of thunder, a ruler with the voice of war drums. He studied the old ways, learned to summon fire with breath. Lightning obeyed his call. He conquered not just land, but fear itself. His rise was swift and unchallenged. Shango's army was a reflection of his mind, precise, fierce, and loyal. Each campaign he led carried the weight of ancestral justice. He was no mere warlord. He was a storm unleashed upon tyrants and invaders. The tales say he fought with a double-headed axe forged by celestial fire. It was said to hum when storms approached. When he lifted it into the air, thunder would roll, and lightning would follow his swing. In the lands beyond Oyo, rival kings trembled. His name alone made some surrender, but others dared to test him. In the Battle of Ade, it is said Shango faced 100 warriors alone after a betrayal split his forces. Surrounded and outnumbered, he called the sky to witness. The heavens answered. Lightning fell like rain. Fire split the trees, and the earth shook beneath his fury. No army ever returned from fighting Shango unchanged. Those who survived spoke of winds that screamed and shadows that moved. Some claimed to see spirits following him into battle, spirits of fire and ash, unseen but always present. He ruled alongside 3 wives. Oshun, the river of sweetness, who brought joy to his court and wisdom to his decisions. She was beloved by the people and known for her songs that could calm both the king and the storm within him. Oiha, the tempest herself, fierce and wild, a warrior in her own right. She rode into battle on horses clothed in smoke. Her dance stirred the wind, and her eyes were like storms waiting to break. Oba, the quiet one, loyal, humble, and devoted. Her love was deep and patient. Her sacrifice became legend. With them, he built a court that glowed like gold. But even love, in the heat of unchecked power, can burn. There came a day, a quarrel among his generals, fierce and foolish. Angry words were exchanged. Pride bloomed like a rash in the halls of power. Lines were drawn, loyalties tested, and Shango, angry, cornered, flaming with ego, called the lightning. But it did not fall where he intended. It struck his own palace. Walls turned to cinders. The royal chambers caught fire. His wives were caught in the smoke. His children perished in the blaze. The drums of Oyo fell silent. What once rang with celebration now echoed with mourning. The people were stunned. They looked to their king, the one who called himself Thunder, and saw not a god, but a man who had burned his own house. Shame fell on Shango like rain. He could not stay, not as king, not as father, not as husband. And so he left. He walked alone, without guards, without crown, only his double-headed axe, dragging behind him through the red soil. He wandered to Koso, a rocky region where wind howled like spirits. There, on a lonely hill, he stood in silence beneath a sky that mirrored his rage. The silence was unbearable. Every step in exile was haunted by echoes of laughter that had died in the flames. He heard his children's voices in the wind, saw his wives' faces in the clouds. His power, once his pride, had become his torment. He wrestled with the storm inside, not to summon it, but to silence it. Hunger gnawed at him. Guilt broke his sleep. He cried out to the sky, not for power, but for forgiveness. And the sky, in its silence, gave him no answer. And then lightning struck once more. Some say he took his own life, crushed by sorrow. Others say he challenged the heavens themselves. Whatever the truth, his body was never found. But the sky did not forget his name, because after Shango vanished, storms became louder. Thunder cracked differently. Fire danced with rhythm, and in the hearts of his people, he became more than a king. He became an Orisha, a god. He rose, not in flesh, but in force. As Orisha of thunder, Shango returned, now as a spirit of divine justice, of righteous fire. When liars speak too loudly, thunder responds. When injustice spreads, the air thickens and lightning flashes across the sky. He became the spirit who judges kings, who defends the wronged, who punishes arrogance, even the kind he once carried. His followers wear red and white. They carry the double axe, one blade for justice, one for destruction. His priests speak with the force of wind. His shrines burn with the heat of truth. He is invoked in drums, in dance, in festivals where fire meets rhythm. He is called upon when strength must return to the weak, when storms must break falsehoods. He teaches us that power must be tempered with humility, that pride, when unchecked, consumes, but also that from ruin can come transformation, and from guilt, greatness. Shango fell not to die, but to rise higher. And to this day, when thunder speaks, it is not noise. It is Shango, reminding the world of who he was and who we all have the power to become.